Hi friends, hope you're all doing well. This is the solution to the scenario-based interview question number 5, which I posted in the community. Basically, we need to create a text table with a line chart in it. Now, how would this be possible? And the text table is supposed to indicate data represented in the line chart, like the minimum value on that graph, the maximum value on that graph, the average of the data on that graph. So how do we achieve this? First of all, I'll create a chart. Let's say I will go and keep the date granularity at month level and present this data for various subcategories. And let's say I'm going to be looking at the sales. Okay, now the first problem with this graph is, irrespective of the range of values that are present under that particular member, okay, it is using a uniform axis everywhere. So this axis might make sense in a few places, like for example, in copiers where we have a wide range of values, maybe with machines where we have high values and low values. But what about labels? This line looks almost flat because of the range of values and the axis against which it is being presented. So we'll right click on the axis, edit the axis, and use independent axis ranges for each row or column. What would this do? Is under each row, means line corresponding to each member, it's going to check what is the highest point. It's going to check what is the lowest point, based on which it determines the axis. So you can see the value, how the range has updated for labels, how the range is now different for fasteners, how it is different for each member over here, depending on the highest and the lowest point within that, within the data corresponding to that member. Okay, this is one point. Now I would like to clean up this chart a little. I'll not have the axis here. So I've done a right click and I'm going to uncheck show header. These horizontal lines are called grid lines, which are not necessary in this graph. So I'm going to remove the grid lines and I will make them none, the row grid lines. Okay, and this dotted line that you're looking at, this is called the zero line. And I would like to remove the zero lines also and make it none. Basically, I'm doing a little bit of a cleanup. All right. Now that I have my data, I need to represent the highest value in this graph and the lowest value in this graph as a text table over here, means within this chart. So how do I do it? First of all, to obtain the highest and the lowest, we need a calculation, and specifically a window calculation. Okay. What is a window calculation and why do we need to use it in this context or over here? You can please do refer to the window calculation video that is available on the channel, because there I have explained the concept and this is mostly like an implementation of that concept. So I will use window max function of sum of sales. Now this by default is a measure and of course it is continuous. So when I bring it into the graph and place it wherever I have to place it, okay, either here or here, you will see it comes in the form of a line. So for accessories, the highest value is 11,919, which is what we are seeing as a line here. For appliances, the highest value is 7219, which is what we are seeing here. So for each member, it brought the highest from here, from this line. But we want it as a text table in text format, not as a line. So all I need to do now is go here and change this to discrete. Okay, the moment it becomes discrete, you see the value comes. And then we could just go and format. We'll do it later. Now I'm going to create another calculated field for minimum sales. So again, the window function will come into picture. Window min of sum of sales. Let's take minimum also and make this also discrete. Now, what if we might want to take the average of the values over here? So we could just go ahead, create another calculated field, average sales, window average of sum of sales, which will take into the graph. And by now, you know what to do. We'll make it discrete. So like this, if you want to get the total, the median, the standard deviation, the variance, whatever it might be, you can make use of the window functions and get it. One last thing is formatting each of these fields. Because it is currency, I'm going to customize it. No decimals. You can see the change here. And I'll prefix it with a $sign. Reason being, this is US Superstore. You can also choose whether or not to show the 1000 separators and all these things are there. I'll format minimum sales now on similar lines. Done. And I'm going to format average sales, which also I'll convert to a currency and treat it with a dollar. Job done. Now, finally, what I'll do is to bring all this data together onto the screen without this outer scroll bar, I'm going to change the fit to entire view. So this is my text table with values and a line chart corresponding to the values. If you want, you can change the color of the line to anything that you feel would be good. Okay, so that's it. And if whether or not to show the axis is your choice, you could right click and uncheck show header, and it will utilize all the space on the canvas, presenting the data and the line. Yeah, if you want, you can change the mark type. You could experiment with different mark types. You can have a bar. So this is a text table with a bar gap. Okay. So different things can be done here. That's it. I hope you all got the solution, and I hope it's clear. If you have any doubts, leave it in the comment section. I'll try to respond. And as always, thank you for your support. Please do hit the like button if you found it informative, and subscribe. Thank you.